Why do Aussies and Americans see the world so differently? Hey people, we're Tater Thinkers, and today we're answering this big question you've asked. Sure, they both speak English, love a good barbecue, and have wide open spaces, but when it comes to attitude, lifestyle, and culture, these two couldn't be more different. So what makes Aussies so laid back and Americans so go-getter? Let's break it down. The no worries versus hustle hard mindset. Australians live by the phrase no worries. It's not just something they say, it's how they approach life. Even in stressful situations, Aussies tend to downplay problems and keep things relaxed. Americans, on the other hand, thrive on hustle culture, working hard, achieving goals, and always pushing forward. In the US, success is often tied to how busy you are, while in Australia, being too stressed about work might just get you laughed at. Humor, dry versus over the top. If an Aussie is making fun of you, congratulations, they probably like you. Australian humor is dry, sarcastic, and full of self-deprecation, meaning they roast themselves just as much as others. Americans, however, tend to go for big reactions, punchlines, and exaggerated jokes. What's seen as playful teasing in Australia can sometimes come off as rude in the US, and what's considered hilarious in America might just get an Aussie rolling their eyes. Success. Celebrated versus the tall poppy syndrome. In the US, success is something to be celebrated and admired. If someone builds a billion-dollar company, they become a role model. In Australia, though, there's something called tall poppy syndrome, where people who achieve too much success are sometimes cut down a notch. Australians value humility, and if you act too important, someone will definitely remind you that you're not that special, mate. Risk-taking, give it a crack, versus go big or go home. Australians believe in giving it a crack, trying new things without overthinking. If it works, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. Americans, on the other hand, live by the go big or go home mentality. Whether it's business, sports, or personal achievements, there's a sense that winning is everything, and failure isn't an option. Aussies are more willing to accept failure and move on, while Americans often see it as a stepping stone to eventual success. Patriotism. Subtle versus loud and proud. You'll see American flags everywhere, on houses, cars, clothes, and even food packaging. The US is known for its loud and proud patriotism, where people openly express love for their country. Australians, on the other hand, love their country too, but in a more laid-back way. Aussie patriotism often comes with a healthy dose of self-deprecating humor. While they're proud of Australia, they're also the first to joke about its deadly wildlife and quirky habits. Customer service, friendly versus chill. Walk into a store in the US and you'll probably be greeted with a big smile and a, "How can I help you?" Customer service in America is all about being helpful and enthusiastic. In Australia, you might get a casual nod and a, "Yeah, what do you need?" Aussies don't see the point in over-the-top politeness, and while service is still good, it's much more relaxed and informal. Work-life balance. Work to live versus live to work. Australians have a strong work-life balance. Weekends are sacred, holidays are long, and overtime is not a badge of honor. In America, though, many people have a live-to-work mindset. Hustle culture is big, and being constantly busy is often seen as a sign of success. In Australia, working overtime too much might make people think you're bad at managing your time, while in America, it can make you look ambitious. Confidence versus self-deprecation. Americans are taught to be confident from a young age. Speak up, sell yourself, and don't be afraid to stand out. Aussies, they do the opposite. Self-deprecation is a national sport, and being too confident can be seen as arrogance. While Americans love a good motivational speech, an Aussie might just tell you to calm down and grab a beer. Strangers. Talkative versus reserved. Americans are known for talking to strangers, whether it's at the grocery store, in line for coffee, or on an airplane. Small talk is a big part of American culture, and it's not uncommon to walk away from a casual chat with a new friend. Aussies, while friendly, tend to be a bit more reserved at first. They'll warm up once they get to know you, but random deep conversations with strangers, not as common. Rules by the book versus she'll be right. Americans generally follow rules to the letter, whether it's traffic laws, business regulations, or even waiting in line. Australians? They take rules seriously when they need to, but there's also a she'll be right attitude, meaning if bending a rule doesn't really hurt anyone, it's not a big deal. It's why Aussie beach culture is super chill, while American beaches have a long list of do's and don'ts. So, there you have it. Aussies and Americans may share a language, but when it comes to attitude and culture, they couldn't be more different. Do you relate more to the laid-back Aussie lifestyle or the ambitious American hustle? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Tater Thinker takes on the world's quirks.